We're live at this moment. It's close to 3 a.m. It's 2:30 actually. So I just wanted to remark I'm working, okay? I'm working as of right now, but I can make sure that we can talk and detect a little bit. I mean, because I have a gap of time, so I can do this live. But I wanted to bring specifically where you can detect your excuses. If you're a person who has no experience whatsoever in life about business, or just not about business exactly, just about taking action, starting to implement new strategies and new habits in your person, things that you definitely gonna need in your life path, because eventually things are gonna get a little bit tougher and somehow. And people, they just like we spoke in the other life that I made about distractions. So excuse if I'm just looking at a screen, because I'm doing some work, but at the same time I'm doing this live because sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, And like me, I used to go to bed at 10, 11, 12, or if I go to parties and stuff like that before, I just come home by 4 or 5 a.m., just all wasted of energy. And then until I start to detect all this lack of abilities and um lack of dedication that I didn't detect them before. I did not detect them. So let's say, for example, if you are 20 or 30 and you're trying to bring this up, I'm trying to bring it up because it's very important and crucial that if your mind is just focusing on distractions or entertainment or hee ha 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 hoo, you're not gonna go nowhere, my friend. You're never gonna reach, especially this echelon, this campus, this society and reality, which is full of technology. By the way, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I just started streaming. Um, I came from traveling in another place. I'm not gonna go into details, but I travel, just go home a few hours ago, and I'm just working all the time. I'm dedicating my entire being to work and be consistent. Because, like I said in the other live, you know, if you are in the western side of society somewhere, let's say, for example, you're in California and the people from New York, they're gonna dictate. If you sleep in, they're gonna dictate your future. They're gonna run your day for you. They're gonna prepare the day for you. And most people, they don't pay attention for that. So um, I'm just trying to understand or help you understand and figure it out with you here. Where where are you lacking of dedication? Because most people, they just put excuses, you know, and especially when they know they have things to do, and they just don't want to perform. However, if you put yourself into a perspective of like, all right, so what's my main point? What me? Let's say me. Let's say the way I explain it to myself, because you have a relationship, you gotta build a relationship with you. You have to build a relationship with you. Nobody else will come and tell you this. Well, I mean, they might just reprimand you, cuss at you, tell you otherwise. And yes, by the way, I want to remark here that I got canceled for a few hours from other platforms. I'm gonna put a little bit of filters because I cuss. Who doesn't? You know. but you gotta present yourself a little bit of be formal. So yes, so when I was myself, I would have present myself. Okay, so at the end, what are you looking forward to have in your life? What do you want? That's the very first basis, because people lack of imagination, but don't let imagination consume your brain. Imagination is there when you're very first born. You know, your imagination will develop at certain point that you will start thinking like when you were a child. Oh, I want to be that superhero. That's just an example. I want to be, I don't know if I say Batman is copyright. No, whatever. So I want to be that superhero. I want to be Superman. I want to be a Batman. I want to be Hulk. I want to be, all those perspectives that you have as an imagining yourself as a child, thinking that you are that actual person, bro. That's a magical power. Every single thing starts from their mind, from the mind. Every single thing starts from a thought. Just look at everything. Look at yourself. Look at everywhere. Look everywhere. Look at the buildings. Look at the objects. Even the most tiny part. Let's say, I don't know, a little clipboard, a little battery. Like, let's say, for example, like this from one of my watches. But let's say just something tiny like that is artificial. It was not, it's not natural. So if it's artificial, if you use the imagination, you can imagine how that was created. How? Hold on. Oh, my laptop is it's about to die. I'm just working, doing some editings. There you go. Cool. So yeah, if you imagine how that was created, you will get way beyond in life because you're gonna start questioning and asking how things are set in reality. And this is not nothing that I'm just inventing. Okay, it's just true facts. I don't know if I don't get into those topics, and I speak with people. I'm developing my speaking skills through this life because I speak with people differently than I'm just doing this. But I just want you to understand that if you do and put in practice this imagination skill, you will you will get ahead in life. Because let me remark here, when you are consuming trash food, when you're drinking, you're smoking, you're doing certain things that you know that you should not. Okay, you're younger, you're a peewee, you're hiding behind your parents, you're doing to your pajamas, and then you're sneaking sneaking out to the friends. Those are risks, my friend. Those are risks that you're doing. But if you are enjoying and gathering with your friends at that age, at a young age, you're living life. But you gotta start discerning and detecting these bad habits. You need to start detecting this. I know it's very confusing. I know it's super hard to. It's hard. It's hard to detect this because you are in the momentum of pleasure. You're enjoying yourself. You are gathering with people, and you just don't think. You don't think. And I've been there. I counted myself. I got beaten. You know that happened to me before. I got beaten in my face because I was drunk. And I learned. I go like, oh crap. But those times where I got drunk and I learned a lesson. I just like imagine myself, man. I seen myself. I kind of teleport myself to the future. Like, man, I picture myself. Like if the screen goes like, and then I put myself in a bad situation. What if I was just doing the right way? What if I was just like thinking, I should not go to with this girl, for example. Most of us we know that sometimes, there's a proverb uh, that says, "Do not fantasize with girls because they brought down kings to ruin. They brought kings to ruin, something like that." So, and I thought better, you know. Okay, I screw it here. I got in a fight. I got beaten. The guy got beaten too. We didn't end up good. Some of my buddies, they never let me down. But I imagine myself. I picture myself like, whoa. And I encounter myself like I almost lose my life multiple times for dumb crap, unnecessary dumb crap. But if you think better, I imagine myself, okay, so Adiel, so what do you have to do? What do you have to do? What do you have to do now? What is the thing that you really need to do? Stop avoiding, stop simping, first of all. That's my imagination. My imagination goes because as you grow, as you were a baby, as you growing and growing and going up, that essence is gone. The essence of imagination is gone because you're surrounded with video games at the age of 13 to 16. I don't know. You're surrounded with video games. You just want to play video games and have that mind. Hey, okay, fine. But not just there. You're doing other things at the age of 16 to, I don't know, 19, just trying to go out and chill with your friends and your guys. That's that's all things. I've been there. Look at me, I've been there. I'm telling you. And then after that, you just want to go and take a little bit this the step of going to parties and clubs. Start sipping and having cigarettes. Or you need to start detecting these strategies of your own because you're gonna detour yourself. That's the main point. If you go to the left side with the enemy is gonna give you everything. He's there. He's on your reach. So once you make those calls, you will technically you will save yourself. You will save your future. You will gain years because I still in my age. I'm 34. Still in my age. I seen some of my friends from the past. Most of them they're gone. They're unalive. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not alive. And some of them, they still have addictions. They go through to the bar and they just work and work and they just spend their time and they just slip in, or they go with the girl and they just cuddling, just taking it, consuming their time without dedicating. And once they try to dedicate, they start just like putting excuses. And when you work, is when you put excuses to the people, not to yourself. Because you just like in your silence, you in your silence, you are going like, oh man, this is hard, this is terrible. Why you are explaining that just like that? You don't have to explain it yourself like that. You do not have to explain it yourself just like that. Why don't you change the phrases, change the variables, change the wordings, change the language, change the, I don't know, paragraphs, consonants. If you come antagonist to yourself, you're never gonna get ahead. A person that put excuses is a person that is gonna quit every single day. And you know what they're gonna be calling them? Loser. A loser. There's no other word. If you look at how you can how can you how can you call a loser? What's the other way to call a loser? What is the other way you can call a loser? As off. Like, give me another example. Dummy, meathead, lardes. No, I mean, loser is the best way. A loser is a loser. Poor. No, a loser is a loser. Hold on. So losers are always gonna be losers. Just gotta pop. I'm gonna drink it elsewhere because I just don't want to put the branding. The other day I just got a little bit of issue with the branding somewhere else. So yeah, people, when they know that they have they're committed to their activities to, I don't know, have their basics, just like their bills, their mortgage, or their stuff they need to take care of. Sometimes they just try to blame it on somebody else. They're trying to justify it for their own mistakes. Or you know why? Because you know why they do that? Because they don't believe in themselves. He's like, oh well, I tried, but it's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. Excuse me. They try to take these things, but as an external, not internal within themselves. Excuse me. So, and when they detect that, they detect all these excuses, is when their life start changing. Because just look at your neighbors or somebody else. Look who they surround with. I'm not saying no, just don't talk to your friends and stuff. You can talk to your friends, you can talk to a lot of people. I still talk to people that they do not produce me anything whatsoever. But it's not for like hours, minutes. It's just like, oh, hello, bye. That's it. That's all I do. Because, well, I mean, if you think, what is the benefit you should talk to people like that? What is the benefit? There's no benefit whatsoever. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being genuine within myself because I'm putting a boundary that is unbreakable. It's unbreakable. So I'm putting a line, and you cannot cross the shield that is invisible. You need to understand and start paying attention, because if you use them, you measure ahead or use imagination. What you said, that you lose through time, because other, you know, distractions could occur, which is another topic. Those distractions will get you where you do not want to be. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. There's times that you're gonna feel crap of what you're doing every day, but it's gonna be for short period of time. I myself had to sacrifice 5 to 10 years of my life to be where I know I'm gonna be. That's it. That's how I thought when I was younger. Because 5 years ago, I started to think this way. My mind changed. It could be any other tough situation where you've been experienced, or somebody just did you wrong, and just don't pay attention to that. Just use the opportunity of that situation, and just pick up yourself, brush your brush the dust off your clothes, and say, you know what, I'm still intact. So my 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 ego didn't get hurt, even though, let's say for example, even though you got hit, I'm still good. Don't hold it. You can hold it in the public, but in your silence, you just can talk to yourself. And you know what was the thing that I done wrong? How can I learn? How can I learn this stuff is not gonna happen just the same way I just did? Okay, then just go through the world. Because if you're not paying attention, my friend, some people, they're so comfortable, so comfortable. Okay, yeah, fine, be comfortable, but not comfortable at the point that you're like having Cheetos, watching TV, going and scrolling. No, bro, no, 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 no. You can be comfortable in your home, in your studio, in your apartment, your condo. I don't know, even in your own business, and then you have a place to stay at there, but you're working. Everything is work. Everything implicates to be working, and people to just justify and did not feel that they're working. They put excuses. These excuses are very common every day. They're very common. They're melting themselves down. They are doing it because they just don't want to do it at the end point. Their excuses are like acid. It's like a cancer, that is incurable at times. Because, it's like the stubborn donkey that does not want to move forward. How are you gonna do it? You're gonna beat that donkey. I'm not saying beat your other friends. Don't beat yourself. Don't get yourself. If you detect a person who is just like that, bro, try to brush them off decently, politely. I'm not saying do not talk to them. I'm not saying they're evil. No, no, they're not. Everybody has a heart. They deserve dignity and respect in this world. But there's points that you need to retreat. It's like in a battlefield. You have your army of guys, and you need to retreat because you run out of ammo or you have too many downs. Every single time you are in the battlefield, think that your senses, your perception, your emotion, everything that you're doing, everything, your speaking skills, your senses of breathing, your ears, everything. Those are your warriors along on your side. Your phone, you know, your emails, everything that you is those are the weapons that you have along your army. That's how I see it. That's me. That's my mentality. Every single sense that I have and skill in my anxious body is one man ready to fight. And what if you can control it without excuses? How can you detect how to control that? Well, remember in a few videos I've been talking about how can you set up a plan? Just have a little bit of, imagine a notebook. You have a notebook in your brain, in your mind, and it's here because that will develop your processing, your CPU, your memory RAM is going to be developing way better at the point that you're going to start thinking, okay, what is the thing that I'm doing wrong? You detect it, but don't use the language of that. Okay, I'm eating Cheetos. I don't know. I'm drinking alcohol, or I'm smoking, or I'm just simping around. There you go. That's your answer. Then apply the reverse psychology to that. Think, I am not, I don't eat Cheetos, or I am not eating Cheetos. Either way. So, or you can say it, Cheetos are bad for you. I mean, not truly. I mean, they are. They could be if you go every day with that. Uh, Alcohol is terrible for you because that give you an instant effect. Simping. I'm not simping, or I'm taking care of myself to have them simping for me. So, and I mean, and once you change that language in your brain, in your mind, it will start detecting your excuses. You're gonna start detecting, okay, I'm surrounded with too many girls because I'm gonna be just like fingering and clapping my thumb. You don't want that, bro. You do not want that. You don't want to become that type of person. Once you detect that, you will say, okay, well, am I too much feminine as a man? If I surround with girls too much, pretty often, am I becoming too emotional? There you go. It's just a key. You know, what do I need to do to start implementing to build my, I don't know, if I say sell, or resell or whatever it is. You're selling sneakers, or you're selling water, you're selling technology like phones, or you're doing retail, you're hustling, you're doing crafting and selling them. Bro, if you're doing that, just keep dedicating your life to it. If you are just kind of lacking, because let's be honest, the first business you're gonna open, it might just might it might die. And my big advice is that your character has to be built, but you cannot be settling your excuses as a top priority to justify yourself. You need to start detecting this. And I just told you how you can detect it. Just look at your friends. You see that friend that you had when you studied with him, you were innocent. You guys were innocent. You're just like hanging out with no problems. Now you grew up and you see him, oh man, he's with his mother still all the time. I mean, it's nothing wrong. I still visit my mom. I still call her every day because that's the only thing you have. That's a spirit. Besides your girl, she take care of your spirit. She feeds your heart, and then you go and fight. So, and then you know, you don't want to become like that friend that is just he's doing crappy thing, with his mom all the time because he just look like a chihuahua around her all the time. No, no. When is he gonna grow? When is he gonna grow? You see, you think like the eagles. The eagles, when the babies are in the nest, the mother put spikes. She put like the rose spines, and then those spikes start hurting them when they become grow and older, and they're way heavier for the nest, and then you just have to jump. They have no choice because they're getting poked, and or even though if they don't jump, just mother just try to take them off the nest. And you gotta jump like the eagle. You have to do it because when are you gonna grow? You need to grow, and it's not gonna be easy because if you say no, mommy, no, don't do it. I seen dudes, man. I seen dudes, and I used to be a person too much too emotional. And I'm not nothing to hide. I was emotional, but I detected on time. I did detect it on time. I said, why am I acting like this? Why am I acting like this? I don't have to act like this. And this way growth develops. I said, you know what? I can just work out, do whatever I want the right way, of course. And I'm just not gonna be waiting for somebody to come and tell me. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it because I cannot just put excuses to justify my essence, my soul, and just kind of tell myself, "Oh, it's okay," because it's dangerous, man. When you justify yourself, it's a bit dangerous, and it could it could extend. It could prolong it yourself. Like when you're in your bed, you just lay down and just like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, yeah, it's okay. Nothing's going on because I'm in my room, I'm in my house, bro. The economy. You look at 2025. Look at what's going on in the economy, bro. We have robots delivering food, robots trained to technically smash people's faces, bro. So just imagine. Are you ready for this? I mean, are you expecting somebody come and tell you, "Yeah, let me take care of you"? No, you're gonna whoop your ass. They're gonna whoop your ass. You're gonna get wrecked by these robots if you don't put yourself into a good place. To start putting your merit with these robots. These robots are coming here. They're staying. They're not going nowhere. I'm sorry to fall asleep. So these robots are gonna get you, and you don't want these robots to take over your abilities. This is why it's very important to work out. You can find any excuse. Excuses because you just got late. If you got late, what can you do? Okay, well, the guy knows you and stuff, and you just kind of get corrupt. Nobody, at the same time, it's annoying for people that they get late. But at the other time, if your position is in some point that you are very needed and you perform, I mean nobody's gonna tell you anything, but you don't have to do it. It doesn't, even though you're a very, very, very important person, and even though the power of your equity or your liquid, your digits justify it, that's not look good. It's just, it's something that I seen and I lived, that no matter what power you have, it doesn't look good. At the end point, in the very most deep of the other person or other eyes, is gonna be like, ah, he's late. He just tried to put an excuse, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen again. That person is corrupt within himself, not to others. He's way worse from other people' point of view than the other person, but the other person is just careless. He's just careless. So, do you think that person putting excuses is gonna go far in life? I don't think so. Until he's just detecting those excuses set up for XYZ. The girl. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there on time, honey. It's just ghosting, bro. So, and oh, I'm sorry. That's excuses, bro. Excuses. You're just capping. It's in brother's language. They're just capping. And if you capping too often, bro, you're not gonna be taken serious. Nobody will take you serious, especially if you come to be hand them out, man. Based on excuses, bro. That's a way dangerous thing, bro. There's a lot of bad things to do. Just you capping and you hand them out, bruh. Bruh, I seen these dudes, bro. These girls, most of them are girls. Most of them are girls. And if there are dudes, these guys are just like going through addictions or something. They're capping and they're being hand them out. Bruh. If you're doing that, you're capping and you're being hand them out, you are gonna be disrespected and people are gonna step over you. They're gonna try to mistreat you. You're gonna be disrespected. And yes, I mean, I seen it with, they could be your family members. I seen it with family. I seen it with you know, those who never talk to you, but they're like, that they're doing something in their life that they know that you should not. So once you detect these type of signs, it's like the little red flags, you will go far. And guess what, my friend? You're gonna start interacting within you're gonna start getting interactions within yourself, and you're gonna get in tune. You're gonna be tuning your soul, you know. But also be aware that there's always, and I'm always gonna repeat this, people so ready to take you down. People so ready to take you down. It's like the lion, It's like the lion and the gazelle. The lion has, please God, give me our daily bread. And the gazelle is just like, please God, give me our daily bread. Give us our daily bread. Give me my daily bread. Do you see? I mean, do you see what I'm saying? And the lion goes in their mind. This is the lion and the gazelle in their brain. Please God, protect me from any enemy. And the gazelle is the same. Please God, protect me from enemies. Bro, you see? I mean, if you start pointing to each other, that's not good. After you're seeing somebody just like justify a situation or something, it's just it's just an excuse, man. There's no way to justify unless is a let's say a big a big scenario like court, because it's just like testifying in evidence. It's just disputable. It's just like litigation and disputes, to come into a common end result, or judgment. That's a different scenario. But if you go into a person, you're trying to mitigate that and tell you're putting your excuse, bro, you're capping, bro. You're never gonna be a very successful person, because like I seen in social media, bro. Social media is just it's just like kind of feeding you that lifestyle. And I can't tell you why. They're just like giving you those frames of successful mindset and all that stuff for 15 seconds. They already bombed. They just like went to like a machine gun. The Warthogs, the planes, the A-10 Warthogs. Um, their machine gun is the most powerful. One second. So yeah, I mean, you see, I'm gonna explain something that I had to do right now for me to be away. It's not an excuse. It's a true event. I had to attend something with somebody outside of the camera. So, and also a person who does explain too often, too often, like making it a big deal and something For example, it's just, oh well, I met this girl here. It's just an example. I met this girl here, but you know what? Um, I want to see if I can just go and take things a little bit serious. Okay, then the girl's just gonna, okay, yeah. Are you single, or what are you trying to tell me? Because the guy's just going like eyeballing when he's saying that, and then she's gonna start looking at him. It's just like I said in other videos, his energy, and she start reading the body, the facial, recognizing all the factions of his face or her face or whoever. Um, and the guy just like going and explaining over and over again. But I had this and I did this with the girl. It's just a fictitious stuff that I'm just saying. I'm making this up, this part, okay? And the girl, do you think that she's just gonna take him serious? No, it's not gonna be taken serious because the guy's just explaining to himself over and over and making a big deal. I used to be that type of person. I used to be that person when I was younger. And then you learn, of course. You need wisdom. You need to learn things. You need to learn out there. Things that nobody will teach you at school. Look, I finished a career. But then I had to study again, and do my courses and stuff. I dropped until college. I dropped till college because I didn't see any freaking future. I didn't see no future. And my perception, my way of think, my mindset. It is up to you if you want to do something, going to the school, and there's people who very paid, and they build reputation, very well known reputation, in other fields in life. And but my person was just like, nah, this is not for me. It's like when you go through video games, I used to love video games and stuff. But you go through video games, man, and then people start seeing your video games, and oh, I wish I could play the video games. And then after you reach the age of 18 or something, like, it's like, I don't like this crap. Some people, they just get stuck in there. They start doing it. They do good pitch money. So I don't like video games. I mean, I can play them, but I'm gonna get bored easily. I don't like video games. I can play them, but I get bored unless I'm getting paid to do it. But I don't work for nobody. So, and the things about excuses is just like, in the long run, it will tarnish your reputation. It will tarnish it so bad. But for people, it's just like very easy to say it, because in this world, there's people so ready just to choose two sides: heaven or behind bars. It is just real as it is as it comes. So start implementing these these behaviors. Detect them. Ask yourself, hey, if your name is Tony, or if your name is Pancho, or if your name is Mohammed, or if your name is Kelly, or if your name is, Clarissa, I don't know, Maria, or if your name is Jose, just get in tune with yourself. Start asking to yourself, what am I doing for me to put excuses? If you drink and you have to go to work the very next morning, you don't freaking go to drink. You need to control the drinking. If you have sex too often, sex is gonna get you foggy mind. You're gonna feel good, yes, but you will never focus. It's a very normal and very nature thing to do with a partner, But I don't know. I don't know. There's guys that have a lot of girls. I do have people waiting for me. I do have people texting me. And they're not flexing with this. I'm just focusing. What do you do all the time? Just working. Fortunately. Perhaps my mindset changes. And they change. But I just don't have time for that. As of now. Eventually it might change. For good. Just don't do things that you don't want to. If you want to, you will go and have it. You will get it. You want tacos? Go and get the tacos. You want to go to a trip? Go and get a trip. But it implicates a process and exchange energy and diligence, you know? But if you put excuses to yourself, oh, and I call myself, few months ago, I call myself, okay, I want to, okay, I want to eat this, but I cannot find it somewhere else, no near my location. Okay, well, for me to get that stuff, it's gonna implicate me. That was lack of discipline somehow, and I found myself in that. Like, why am I thinking like this? No, so I knew I had to cook, and it's gonna be all messy, and it's trying. I was kind of disputing myself within myself too, like, okay, I have to cook, but why you have to cook this? Oh, it's because it's gonna get messy. But do you have to cook? Yeah, I have to cook. But I know it's gonna be healthy. Wait, but who's gonna clean all that? Yourself? You're gonna do it up for yourself only? No, you're gonna do it. I mean, if you can store it and have it for other days, but it's gonna be. And then I was disputing myself. And these type of disputings are where you kind of overthink, and then just get numb. You just get numb. You don't want to be in that perspective, my friend. You need to build discipline. You need to start implementing detecting these bad habits of justifications and excuses. Excuse. Change the language. Don't talk about it. Just if something happened, and instead saying, "Oh, that was terrible. I didn't like it. It was bad." Don't speak that language. The language that you need to speak is that, okay, that was not good. That was not deeply good. But in order to get a better way to have good things coming, they just start doing this or that, or blah blah blah. See the difference? That's what I'm talking. Just that difference is just what is gonna change your reality, man. And I even went through myself, me. I'm talking about me, and I know a lot of people they go through this when they have a good I don't know, when they have a really good business or they close a deal and they have money, bro, they start giving it away, and somehow they just go to, oh, it's okay, because they in their brain they're giving themselves excuses that, oh, my future is secure. That's all I see. That's all I Oh, my future is secure. Let's go and troll around or just spunk a little bit of money that I just made, that I just did toward to my pocket. Bro, that no, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. If you make or close a deal and you profit, just don't go and spend it. Just reinvest it and get some of it to, I don't know, just put in a hold, or I don't know, you just invest it. You know what to do with your money. But most of the amateurs that try to invest it, or they claim themselves to be investors, they just spunk it in traveling. They just buy dumb shit. They just start upgrading their cars. Bro, you're not in that position yet. Okay, you need it for an emergency, fine. Okay, just go on. You can deduct it eventually, but just don't upgrade it. I seen people. They just give themselves excuses in order to upgrade. They okay, well, I can afford this apartment. I can get another girl in my life. I'm like, yeah, yo, don't you think you're spending a little bit more? Sometimes comments from others it will get you constructive way to ascend. Because in order to win battles, you need you need to surround with advisors. You need to surround with people who been experienced in that. Because two of the same mission can complete a big task, a big mission. But people that is experienced in battles and the people that is just not experienced in something, bro, they will never gonna get. There's not communication. These guys gonna. That's it. Nothing of growth, just energy wasted, and the guy is gonna despise him or wreck him. Like, bye. That's it. Or just turn around and go. That's it. Because it's just the reality of it. The guy is gonna give an excuse, and then let's say, for example, the guy is gonna start saying, "Okay, I'm this person. I just do this," and this guy is like, "Yeah, I'm this person. I do nothing because I'm a nobody." And the guy's gonna say, "Okay, what? I'm gonna teach you how to learn," but this guy is gonna come with the decision of like, "Well, yeah, but I think this is the way that I prefer, or I want to teach you how to do it," because it's just like attitude, because they don't like to be told. And they just put excuses. When this guy here with bigger income and assets and all that, mentality and knowledge, they'll try to teach him a lesson like, hey, okay, well, you need to do this, and sleep at a certain time. You need to talk to people like me, and then surround with them. The guys are like, oh yeah, but I know, but what you been, what else do I have to do for the rest of the week? You're like trying to get a lot of information, and the guy's gonna give me a little cookies by cookies, a little pieces of bread. And the time, let's say everybody splits apart, and then when they come back, the guy is gonna say, okay, well, what have you done? And the guy's like, well, I didn't have time because I had to go and get my family. I had to pick up my children from school, and the wife get this, and I had to walk the dogs. And bro, unfortunately, it's the reality. Like these people like this, and this is why these people with big aura, they just vanish. They just hide. They go away because they just get excuses from losers. And I see myself into that, man. At the point that I'm just like start thinking and remembering, like, bro, you guys are cooked. You guys are cooked technically, bro. You guys are cooked. If you detect this, which I'm pretty sure you can detect at any time, if you detect this, your life will change for better. You could be this guy here. You could be this big aura guy. You don't want to be this broke, me, meager, and puny with with ideology that is just like out of this world, with attitude, like a boss beach. You don't want that. You don't want that. So honestly, when you detect this situation, when you detect yourself with these behaviors are kicking, you will you're gonna think like this: stop. Why am I doing this? Ask yourself that. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Is it giving me a good benefit? Am I profiting out of this? Because just think about this. Think about this. Everything is money in this world. Unfortunately, I'm a believer. I believe in a higher power. That's me. That's a deal. That's me. But unfortunately, I do not prioritize it as my main source of belief system. I can manifest it. That's all I can do. Okay? But it's not, it doesn't go. It's just nothing. It's just money is fake. You need to understand how that works. I just use it. I had nothing on my name. I had nothing. But I just use it. Right? So if you detect this, if you start changing your mindset, you could save yourself. Because me personally, I wish somebody told me this before when I was just 18. And I see the 18s, the Gen Zs or whatever they call it. I'm not into that because I don't pay attention to that stuff. I just pay attention to work. I see them with, killing it or stuff. I'm like, bro, this guy's an early age. Imagine. I wish somebody told me before. But never is late. If you do it now, if your mindset change without stupid excuses into now action, because listen to this. I remember I said that I just don't I don't prioritize money, but even though it's very important because if you want to move in the world, you need money for everything, right? Even to wipe your butt, you need money. You need to buy the paper. You need to, buy soap. Everything is money around. It's created by a consciousness. It's artificial. It's created by humans. It was a thought before. It was a thought. Okay, this is why I'm just debunking that money is just not. It's just fake. It's paper money, and you can Google it and find way better videos than this one. So money is designing, but a group of people who governs even, and this is nothing wrong. It's a currency. So way back in history, we used to trade salt and other, fruit, cattle, chick, chickens, and for other goods, that was the currency before. But the currency right now is changing, you know? The currency right now is time. The actual currency is time. Money is everything, but money was created by humans. Paper money is created by humans. So as this flag, so as this helicopter decoration, so as this hat, so as this building and this roof is money. Everything is money. That's a trade. That's order. That's the process transaction, right? But that money can be used for somebody to go and build all these that you're seeing, these glasses, take a shower, soap, this shirt, these earbuds. It costs money. Some people dedicate themselves, their energy, their thoughts to design it and to put it into build it, manifest it, create it into reality. You see what I'm saying? But they put time. Somebody paid them to design it, to present it, to close the deal. How many units are going to be sold? So, what are you doing with your time? Are you putting excuses? You're putting excuses because you think, oh, tomorrow I'm going to get up and start selling my tacos in the corner. No, bro, you need to get up and rush right now, bro. I'm telling you, myself, I am panicking at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's 3:33, 3:33 a.m. And you know, it's not. It's just not. You can't have excuses, man. You can't. You need to take these tarnishable lack of trust to the world. And first of all, winning yourself, because if you are just not believing yourself, you're not talking to yourself, you're not getting into it, you're gonna get wrecked by others that they can do it for you. They can do it for themselves and not for you. Like, because at the end point, nobody cares. It's just the reality. It's just the reality. The ultimate currency, the main currency is your time. When you talk to people and pick the phone and tell them, hey, I would like to buy, I don't know, a building, but I'm just looking forward to see what are the conditions of the building and how much money we're talking about. The guy's gonna jump. The building costs perhaps like $3 million, and the guy's gonna tell you, well, just 3 million. You need to put 500K. So are you gonna? He already went through a lot of people before you. Are you just asking questions? They don't want to waste time with you. They just don't want to waste time with you talking or like chatting. Yeah, I want to feel like in business. Like Sex in the City lifestyle. That is fucking capping, yo. You need to take this. You cannot have your girl asking you to. You cannot have your girl being the boss owner of the CEO or whatever. Bullshit. You need to help me because if I make it, you will be good. Okay, and I need your fingers, and I need you to do stuff in the keyboard for me. And I need you to pick the calls. I'm gonna go out there and grind and meet with people and communicate with people to do what I have to do. Or if she's just managing something, supporting you, it's good. That's a good thing. But don't let her be the boss because in the business, don't let her be the CEO because your mentality changes. Because I see dudes that just like, okay, in the name of my wife, I am the guy who's announcing her. Like, yo, you're not gonna take that serious because you're gonna see your wife. And I'm not nothing saying wrong about wifeys or girls, even though I there's a lot of crap. Okay, you're not gonna see it because you see your wife, okay, as the person who cares for the dwelling, which is in some safe, specific thought of area, which is home for you, which is something external from what you perform your labor or hard work. Okay, I don't know if I said it right, but it's just two different places. It's just the apocent, which is the comfort zone, which is your home, your dwelling, and you have a person to be your, uh, your significant other, and just trying to be the boss. You're not gonna take her serious, bro. And run a business, you need to say, okay, I'm the leader, and I'm just gonna need you to help me to do this. That's it. Because if you give me work, I'm gonna fight with these guys out there. That's a team, right? So he's gonna do a little bit of administration, and then she's gonna kind of run it due diligence for you, so you can go out there in the world and just start talking to these guys for no, I don't know, close deals, and and then just that's how logically I see it. Because if you give her the ultimate um, power to everything, you're gonna lack of. You're gonna put yourself in excuse. Well, because it's just my wife. Well, it's because she's fine. It's okay. No, no. She's gonna bring you to a down. She's gonna bring you a down fall. You're gonna fall because I'm not saying that women can't, but women, they just put emotions. They think they act in emotions, and emotion is just like you cannot be acting in emotion. It's just like it has to be cold feet, and then go and run business, man. It's just like binary, yes, no, up, down, sold, unsold. Money, no money. So it's just how it is. Because at the very first time you're seeing that your bills are coming or your payments are coming just to reinvest, and then what can you? It's like reloading your ammo. You're reloading, you're restacking your shelves of ammo. It's just how it is. And, the girl, she put excuses, or the wife, she put just, well, excuse, I didn't feel good last night, so I just kind of stay a little bit late. They use excuses, bro. The excuses are killable. It's just like acid, you know? It's like sugar. When you put into the nerve system, bro, you just acid to it. Sugar, it's just like sugar. Yeah, it's sweet. That's a good thing, actually. And I thought it before this video. I kind of forgot about it. Excuses are like sugar in your body. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because sugar is sweet, right? Excuses are sweet. It's like a little candy of sugar that you just like, that's good. And just kind of got what I wanted. You see what I'm saying? But in the long run, the excuses are gonna tarnish in you. You're not gonna be respected. You're not gonna be taken serious, and you're gonna be left on the side. You're gonna miss a lot of opportunities. But sugar on the other side, sugar in your brain is Alzheimer, or I think your memory loss or something like that. I don't believe in. I believe if you work out and do a bunch of stuff, I'm gonna make a parenthesis. If you work out and do a bunch of stuff, your health is gonna get better. So, but if you consume sugar and you burn it while working out, you still might get sick. So, sugar in the brain is just Alzheimer. Sugar in the eyes is you go blind. You foggy um, vision. So sugar in the nerve system is just like uh, arthritis or something. It's just like you go with the hands like this, and sugar in your um, knees. It's just like calculus, something like this malfunction of your kidneys, and sugar and everywhere in your parts. There's another one in your teeth. These get cavities. Sugar in your teeth is cavities. Sugar in your bones is osteoporosis. It's all about sugar, bro. It's all about sugar. But you do not feel it. Sugar is just fat. Sugar in your stomach, in your belly, is fat. It's sugar, you know? And it's just not good. It's just not good, bro. So, also, sugar in the blood is, diabetes. So, what do you expect? Of course, you're gonna be missing out a bunch of stuff because you have to go to the hospital, and the hospital is gonna charge you a lot of things that you should not, because you already bought it and you pay for your own detriment. Technically, you've been paying for all that sweet acid placebo effect in your system. You need to start detecting this, bro. It's just like that. Excuses are just like sugar. When you're like just japping and japping and saying yes, but this, but that, but there, but there, and then you just take the little sugar cube, and then you're like, so good, I'm good, and it's too late when you detect it. So pretty much, once you detect this, man, your life will change, and you will develop way better skills. Your speaking skills are gonna be better. Your mentality is gonna get better conditions. You will feel way confident, and then understand that nothing is just sunshines and rainbows and flowers, like unicorns. No, it's just bullshit. Cut the childish mentality. Because I see dudes that they have big beards. It's just they lack of testosterone, or they lack of discipline. Not just testosterone, of course. Because there's serious girls that they do business out there. There's serious men that they do business out there. There's people that they just pretend to be hustlers. There's people that just kind of they're business owners and just like They just like go through life like nothing's going on. But seriously, my friend, things are going on. Things are getting. It's just like the car. The car already flip upside down, but you have the phone with you to call the emergency and get a tow truck. But you just kind of spunk it, throw the phone away, and you just kind of deal with it yourself. Don't do that. Just don't do that because what is the okay? So yeah, and in 2025, it is November 2025. Um, bro, you need to taking taking action, man. You need to take action. Once you take action, you will enhance everything. You're gonna get bothered by people. You're gonna be bothered. You don't detect it right now because you're putting excuses in your life, or just not getting in tune within yourself. But you're gonna get bothered, and people are gonna start, hey this, hey that, hey can you pass me this, hey call after call, and you're gonna be annoyed. But that is the process. I just want to remind that is a process that you must go through because your character is going to be built for when you achieve more. Because if you don't go through that process, my friend, you didn't pass and you're going to stay there. I see people, they gave up in life. They gave up and they just quit, or they just like kind of dismiss it. That's all. That is the best word I can say. They just dismiss it because they put excuses in their brain in silence, and then you just want to go easy life, easy mode. But the easy mode is never gonna be for sure because the enemy always will give you everything easy. The easy comes, the easy will go. We all know that. But perhaps I had to remind you here, and as of now, you need to change your mentality, change that mind that you had with whether coworkers or family members or business partners. Why not? And it just is for a good. It's constructive. It's gonna get you from good to better. And remember, you're gonna be the other person with a big aura talking to the small people. Because unfortunately, once you grow, you need to support and help others, man. You can't be just like sitting there and doing just nothing. You need to put your word out there and trust to others till they will trust you and talk to them and network, build partnership, connect. How do you think successful people that will connect with others? They don't put excuses within themselves. Oh, I'll just find myself. Yeah, I'm gonna do this here on my computer and then just myself. No, they need to trust other people. Okay, for example, Papa John's. Papa John's, I love pizza. I freaking love pizza, man. I love it. But Papa John's has to he has to give pizzas away at first. He didn't put excuses with himself. You know, he believed in himself. He believed in himself. He has okay. If I do this, if I go and bring this out there, if I give pizzas away, I know people will love them. They will taste them. As far as I know the story. So he gave pizzas away, and guess what? People came back. People came back with it, ordering to buy it because they really wanted it. So it's just the way it is, and pretty much it's just nobody changes overnight. Nobody changes overnight, and at the same time, it could have happened because we're consciousness, we have emotions, we think, we have processing thinking process. You can say it's green and then at the same time it's red, but you're just capping. You see what I'm saying? It's just like excusing, be trying to be the smart ass, and you just don't want to do that, man. because at the end you're trapped within yourself. You are trapped in your head, trying to force something as you just a cap. You're just capping, okay? Pretending to be a smart ass. You know, basic example. Sky is blue and the other person tried to be a smart ass. No, but it's green. What I just said. And that person in the most deep their brain is gonna be like, no, yeah, he was right. But however, I'm just gonna make my way because I'm gonna give it a hard time. And he's endless, man. When you detect this too from other people, just get rid of them, bro. They cannot be helped or saved whatsoever. Get rid of people. And when you ghost them or you just like close the door, they will try to get your ass back. They will try to do this properly. They will try to. It's over. Why do you think why do you think in Putin in Russia he just like get rid? I mean, don't trust traitors because traitors are gonna be doing it the same. They just capping, bro. They are just capping. So we can't trust traitors, and I don't trust traitors too. So you just can't be there. Let them be there. Let it be gathering the gardens. Let it be like going like a little sheep. And that's it. Fine. I got people they stabbed me in the back too many times. I got people just tried they did harm me. They did. They took advantage of me. And they just stole from me, you know. I had that. I had that in my life, you know. And they'll and the worst of it, they will accuse you of what you're not doing, but they're doing it, you know. And that's a bad thing. Those are good things that you can learn. Those are good tests because I know most of you are like, oh my god, please God help me. There you go. You asking for it. All right, I'm gonna help you by giving you those hard lessons. That's your test, right? Just by simply being existent is a test. But you're putting too many freaking excuses. How is that possible? Understand, I'm not religious, but spirituality develops once you understand yourself. You get your in tune within yourself. When you get in tune within yourself, the spirituality will awake. It will awake, and it will discern everything like a radar. You know, like a sonar. I don't know. Like you go in the F-22 Raptor or Sukhoi, and then you see your radar. Boop, boop. Oh, I see a target here. You know where to go. It's like the eagles. They're just flying, but when they go somewhere, they just see some or other birds. They just see the protein in their eyes. It's just like a I don't know. It's just like a compass that they just bring them to the right place. Like the currents in the sea. People study that the animals they just can't see it. The river flows. The currents. It's just or the ocean currents. They just can't detect it and you just jump in. It's just like that. But you have a higher power. You just need to develop it. So and then you start paying attention in certain things that you have to take care of. Do not consume certain things. I know what's bad for you, good. You're gonna start reading more labels. What you consume. You're gonna read here. You're gonna say, okay, well, this is much more saturated fat. This is palm oil, or etc. and etc. etc. And there's gonna be days that you just want to test your body. Like, okay, I don't smoke, but how about if I start smoking just for one day, a month? Your body will act. Or just once in a while, I do eat bad, for a lot of junk food. Your body will react. It needs to be like working out. Your body's gonna get better. Work out every day. You don't have to kill yourself in the gym, but there's some people that just want to go and doing it. That's fine. It's not bad, but your performance is gonna be different unless you just have free of time. You don't want to grow. There's a lot of people who just love to work out, which is fine, but they have other people just taking care of their business, or they just dedicate themselves that and they just work their jobs. Pretty much of that. All this information that I just share with you is all I've been experiencing in my life. Stop capping. If you detect people that they just like telling you all these type of excuses, these excuses are bad. And I'm gonna remark it right here. Excuses are like sugar. Because sugar is a placebo effect that is gonna keep you calm. And uh, that placebo momentum. But be aware that sugar and everywhere in your body is bad. In your blood, diabetes. In your vision, you get blind. In your brain, it's just like you lose the memory. In your bones, osteoporosis. In your skin, rash. You start seeing all that. Your kidneys malfunction. In your nervous system, Alzheimer. And it's just like you need to detect all this. Those are excuses, just like sugar, silent but mortal. Because people will never take you serious. So, however, I'm just gonna finish this video because I need to step out of here. Just close to 4 a.m. in the morning, and I have things to do. So I hope you can go forward or backwards in this video and check out. Eventually, it's just gonna be developing to a better equipment. So I'm just understanding a little bit of the Rumble platform in order. I know I'm on Twitch and YouTube, and um, Rumble at the moment, but it's just the way it is. So I have a TikTok and Kick too. Eventually, I'm gonna have Facebook and X, Instagram too. But I'm trying to organize certain things. It's just like I said, it's not overnight. Trust the process. Go through the process and work out. Eat fruits and vegetables, and be good with people. Be good at least. Be polite at least. Polite, and you're gonna see that you're gonna you're gonna discern that there's people in this world so ready to go to heaven or behind bars. You don't want to be one of those. Do good, help your community, try to build an empire, try to build something for yourself and your family to put your hard work hard and work smart. Don't try to shortcut things because at the end, you're just gonna be putting excuses within yourself and you're gonna get caught. Ultimately, you're gonna get caught. Okay, so um there's certain things that you perhaps do, but it's in just in a perspective of example of need. Okay, but there's no excuse. So do good always, even though you don't have shoes. Try to keep walking because you need to move forward. So at least if I wouldn't have shoes, I personally know. I'm just gonna remark it here. I personally know that is how it feels to not have shoes. I've been there. Okay. Mm, even though my parents and my family gave me the best, but I was just a stillborn. That's all I can say. So, and things are the way they are. You will get a better place if you dedicate. Don't focus on the money. Visualize it. Imagine. When you smell the money, when you smell those $100 bill, how do they smell? They smell so good, right? That is me. I do that, but I do not prioritize it. Prioritize myself into the work. If you prioritize yourself, into the work, you will smell those 100 bills pack, and then you're gonna be tangible, like counting them with your own hands. So stay tuned, talk to yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and say, I'm gonna change today. Always take action in today, because we can go in the future or in the past if we imagine and we remember. You go to the future if you remember, imagine, and you can go to the past if you remember. Okay, and as of consciousness, as a state of consciousness, as of now, you implement with your own perception now. Like me, I just did this live. I wasn't even expecting it, but I'm investing my time to do it here because I want to put my word out there. I want to help other people. We're in the most beautiful administration ever in America. I truly want the president, Donald Trump, to run for 2028 because, you know, when I was at work, I mean, you heard all kind of uh, unprofessional or informal or crap. People, have a phony comments. They say, "Oh, it's a game of two of clowns." Like, bro, okay, fine, all right, let's say, okay, that girl says that, and I just go and tell her, okay, fine, you are claiming that if we all the elections and all this stuff is just like a game of two clowns. Fine, cool, all right, I respect your decision, your opinion. But if you claim that one came too smart, too powerful, and too way professional, there you go. You see the credentials. You see the credentials. Okay, Donald Trump, the president, excellent businessman, investor. He knows people. He know the prince of Saudi Arabia. He knows a lot of people. I seen him in movies. He has TV shows. Exactly. But you live or yap in your mouth about my president and my country and home, and you don't see it. You just think about your pleasures and your benefits. Come on, just don't do that, man. It's like saying the N word, like nothing, in a professional gathering. Come on, man, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that, bro. Even the brothers in Southside Chicago, man, in the ghetto, they respect themselves and somehow. Even bro, come on, man. It's just shit. But how can you change their minds by just showing them? And if they try to justify themselves with excuses in their silence, they're just gonna cap and cap and cap and try to pretend to be a smart asses. So, which is okay, people can have different opinions and stuff. So I don't judge it, but whoo-wee. So when you talk to other people, it's just like it's gonna be capping. However, and I want to remark here, by the way. So when I say about beaches, I'm talking about the the percentage of girls that they're promiscuous, that they don't take life serious, because once they're doing that, they lack of their parents, they lack of the masculine power, which is the father figure, the paternal side in their young life, and all that stuff. Girls that they just like take selfies from the waist below in social media, man. I mean, they cannot put excuses, man. They cannot just cap, bro. They're doing it. So those are the those ones that they had the blue page, OnlyFans. I mean, those are the ones I just talk about. I mean, but besides just that, at the end point, it could be safe. You know, I believe in people, man. I believe that people could be safe. I believe that people can do greater. You know, because they want it. They want it. You just take 4 weeks to build a habit. 4 weeks to build a habit. But if you dedicate one step after the other, those mini goals, those smaller goals of everyday basis, you just achieve something. You just build, like, if you put a brick per day, within a year you see, oh, I put 365 bricks all over and I built an entire little house. You see what I'm saying? So we just put a you just gotta put the work, of course, by just changing your mentality, change your excuses, change your language, detect them, write them down if you need it, or just have them here in your Excel, in your mind. Yeah, your mind Excel technically, and you're just gonna figure how things work. You're just gonna have really, really good, really good. You're gonna become a better person. That's what I'm trying to say. People will admire you. People will think better about you. Is that the guy that used to be putting excuses and everything? Wow, look at him, or look at her. They change. He changed. She changed. And other people are gonna see you, they're gonna throw hate. So you just like look at it a good language too. You know, I get people just yell at me and just they love me, man. That's it. They just give me attention. Like the dogs when they're barking behind bar. they open they open the gate and they're just like okay, just like nothing going on. But when they put it back on, like bruh, yeah, just detect that, man. Be nice to everybody. Try to be polite, at least polite, and detect those, you know, small issues that could be could be, damaging. Especially if somebody tried to cock you or somebody tried to put you down, bro. It's not worth it. Just turn around and leave. Turn around and leave. Turn around and leave. They need a space. They need space to rethink themselves. They need a space. So because the true love doesn't damage. You don't damage the true love. You cannot damage it. The true love is just built, brick by brick by brick and running diligence. So that could be love within yourself, it could be love to significant other, it could be love to, your community, to your state, to your nation, to the communities, to other communities out there in the world. And you see how it's expanding, once it expands completely. Pretty much, pretty much. So, all right. So, for me, it's been a pleasure to share this life and share a little bit of my thoughts here. Bunch of stuff that I've been through, and nothing to do with you. Everybody goes through a different path on life, and excuse my bumpy speaking because it's 4:07 in the morning, and just I gotta work. I'm always working. I'm fighting battles. You need to fight battles too. You need to reprogram your, especially in this administration, because it's the best administration that could ever happen to the country. I love the country. I love home. I love my country. I do deeply believe that There's I'm proud. I am proud to be American. I am proud. I am an American. You know, and I'm gonna remark here. I think every time I see World War II movies and stuff like that, it just called my attention, and I find myself into like, why am I just like to recognize? I understand what happened in World War II, and I went through all that, and then and I get too excited when the footage, we see in History Channel stuff, bro. At the point that my mom, I went to the Army Recruiting Center, and then I applied for the Army because I just wanted to serve. I was younger, but I did it because I really wanted to. By my age, I don't know if they will take me, but at this point, it's just I'm a businessman now, so I don't think I'm gonna do it. But it would have been nice for me. However, um, my mom told me, I think you're an old soul, and also perhaps you died, perhaps you passed away in the front lines, perhaps I don't know, because you get too. So why? What do you say that? Because you get too attached to what happens, and you go like, no, no. Now, I mean, it's just like cool. If I watch it, I haven't watched it for a while because I'm just focusing doing stuff. But you know, and then she told me, perhaps you were in the front lines in your past life, and I'm like, okay, well, all right, mom, cool. But yeah, I mean, I do get excited when I see like World War II stuff. Who knows? So, and yeah, I mean, hey, it's just how it is. So stay in tune with yourself, and do good for your communities and your country. I mean, you don't waste your time. Time is just time is money. It's just like how it is. And money is fake, and time, you don't see it. It's invisible, but you can read it, right? So just bear with me and what I just said at the end. Don't put excuses. Don't justify. Don't cap. Don't try to be a smart ass. Because when you change within yourself and you fight your battles internally, you see the world with different sunglasses. You know. So I said so. Take care.